Hey, it's John and Mike, brewdatchews.com. It's not water testing, it's seltzer drinking. Mike made a hard seltzer.
The easy way.
The easy way, not the hard way. No, not the hard way. You didn't ferment this at all?
No.
No, that's the hard way. The easy way is just to mix it with some vodka.
Yeah.
And then carb.
Yep.
With some flavor.
All right.
All right. Well,
That's the end of the video.
Cheers.
Yeah, I think that sugar, yeast, or even kveik, nutrients, that's a solution looking for a problem. The pros do it that way because legally they have to do it that way. But as a home brewer, there's no reason to do it that way. You've got all these other things you got to worry about, fermentation, blah, 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 and just more ingredients. Where this, for example, I whipped this up yesterday. So I played with my water a little bit, and we'll describe that in a second. But essentially what I did is I wanted a 4 to 4.5% hard seltzer. So I had a full bottle of vodka that is at about 45% alcohol. So I diluted that tenfold to get me into that 4 to 4.5% range.
There you go.
And so that's the base, just water. And I used spring water. So I'm not playing around with worrying about chlorine or anything else from my tap water. So just really nice, clean, tasty spring water and vodka, 4.5% alcohol now. Then for the flavoring, I used, in this example, I used just some typical raspberry. This is raspberry, in case you hadn't figured that out yet. Syrup flavoring stuff, right?
Yep.
Which is really pretty concentrated. So what I did is I am in a 2.5 gallon keg. Is I started off with half an ounce, put that in there, shook up the keg, a little bit of pressure, tasted it, said, nope, not enough. A little bit more, all right? I got to a point where it was about 2.5 ounces. What is this, 4 ounces altogether? Yeah, so it's about a little over two ounces, maybe 2.25 ounces, till it tasted raspberry enough. My wife likes hard seltzer. So I had her taste it a couple times just to see. I didn't want it to get too fruity because this stuff can be pretty artificial tasting.
Yeah, sure can.
I didn't want it to be too much. And so after I tasted that, I said, okay, this is decent. The aroma's okay. It just needed a little something extra. And so with a lot of fruit, especially raspberries, you're looking for a little bit of acidity.
Yep.
So then I spiked in 1 mil of lactic acid into the water, just to acidify it. Could have used citric acid, phosphoric acid, but whatever. I'm more comfortable with lactic. I use lactic a lot for brewing. So I did 1 mil of that, shook it up, poured some out, tasted a little brighter. So then I had 1 more mil, boom, this is what we have. Then chilled it down, 40 PSI of CO2.
Yep.
Let that sit overnight. Then this morning before I went to work, I had disconnected from the gas. I gave it another blast at 40 PSI, disconnected it, shook it for a bit. Shook it. The benefit of doing it this way versus fermenting, I don't have any yeast in the bottom, I don't have any protein, weird stuff in the bottom that I'm stirring up. Otherwise, this would be a super cloudy seltzer.
Yeah.
But this is just nice, clear seltzer, hard seltzer. And so throughout the day since I've been home, I would hit it with more gas, shake, more gas, shake. Then I let it rest for about an hour before we came over to shoot videos. It's a little bit, it pours pretty hard because it's 40 PSI. And it's not as carbonated as I would like it to be in the glass because I'm losing a lot of carbonation due to a really hard pour. The solution to that problem, though, is a longer line. And I really don't feel like running, maybe 15, 20 feet worth of line in order to get it to pour perfectly. But I think in this application, it's pretty good. It's still hot out, right? And so I sort of wanted to just make something that was quick, easy, refreshing, really light. Now I also contemplated a little sweetener in here, or maybe some artificial sweetener, but I can taste artificial sweetener a mile away.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But knowing, when you're eating fruit, one of the things that make it pop is a little bit of sweetness, but I avoided that here. It's just 0 calorie hard seltzer.
Yeah.
Not 0 calorie because it's got alcohol in it. But
Yeah, I was going to say.
so anyway, so what do you think about the product itself, how it came out?
I think It's funny, you can still taste, some of the vodka flavor from that too. Yeah. So it's still there. I think it meshes well with the raspberry flavoring.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, works well for me. I mean, it cuts it a little bit. I'm glad you didn't use any artificial sweetener or any sweetener at all.
It'll get weird.
And I think with more time, you'll probably, the liquid will probably catch more of those bubbles. It'll stay, like definitely more spritzy as time goes on. I think.
Yeah. I think the main thing is you've got a fluid in chemistry dynamic issue with a beer length line. It's just not enough. Right. I think it is carbonated pretty well in the keg. It's just that it's all coming out
as you're putting it out.
It's just too hard of a pour.
Okay.
I hooked it up to the faucet, but those lines are shorter than my Cobra tap that I have on there. The right way to do this would be to, just have extra piece of line, get yourself 20 feet of Cobra tap.
Yeah. And
that should give you more than enough resistance. The other thing, a note of caution, right? You have to be sure if you're going to crank up your CO2 regulator to 40 psi, where normally you're maybe at 20 for a hard carbonation or 12 for dispensing normally. If you're going to go 40, 50 psi, be 100% certain that the vessel you're carbonating in can handle that pressure. The mini kegs I use are rated to 300 psi, so I knew I was safe there. But a lot of my fittings, especially when they're cold, like your tubing connectors off your regulator and stuff, they're stiff. And once I got that up to 40 psi, every couple times the more that I was on and off, and they became looser and looser, and I could hear gas escaping. Because it's 40 psi, that's a lot.
Sure.
Like, just because your keg is rated to a big number, it doesn't mean that all your other fittings and stuff are set for that too. So it's just something to keep in mind, meaning from a safety standpoint, you would want to be holding, the thing could pop off in your hand, it could pop off at your face, whatever. So just be super cautious when you're going up above 20, 30 psi. The right way to do this would maybe to even push it to 50 psi. For like a carbonate, it takes more pressure to carbonate water than it does beer. So really getting up to 50 or 60 psi, you better be sure that all your fittings can handle it. What I was doing, just to make sure I didn't lose the CO2, that's why I was going on and off, because then I could shut the tank off, let the tubing and stuff just degas itself, but I had trapped 40 psi in the keg.
Inside,
and I would just come back and keep hitting it, because the setup wouldn't have held 40 psi, it would have blown off. The worst case scenario too is to blow off something on the liquid outside, and then you just push all that liquid out all over the floor. Don't ask me how I know that.
You're just talking hypotheticals.
Just totally hypotheticals. So anyway, so from a safety standpoint, pressure is no joke, so be safe.
Yes.
Yep. But back to the alcohol.
Yeah, please.
'Cause that's what we care about.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of options here. Like I used, the vodka I used is actually an all barley malt vodka that I love, and it makes killer vodka tonics. So that taste that you have, I can definitely taste that barley vodka because it's a very distinct taste to it. But you can pick your favorite, very neutral. You go Absolute here. You could do whatever it is that'll be super neutral. If you want to experiment with other flavors, you could try this using like tequila and do a lime seltzer with tequila as your base.
Right.
Again, this is a huge advantage versus that other method of homebrewers use with a solution looking for a problem. This is the way to go, in my opinion. Now, if you enjoy doing that, fermenting, that's totally cool. I think that's totally cool. But if you want to just experiment, this gives you more time to experiment with flavors. You could also you could soak fruit in your vodka in advance, strain it, put that in your keg, and then add water, right, to extract color and flavor and make some really cool things, right? You could add some botanicals, whatever you want to do. You could add hops to vodka and then do it. Or rum or something, right? A nice clear rum, or if you don't mind picking up some color, darker rum, spiced rum. For the holidays, you could make a spiced seltzer with a spiced rum. It'd be really cool. You have a lot of options.
Wow. So I think you're just like saying like ranch water here. We could do tequila-based water, seltzer, and then even a hard hop water.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, if you really wanted to go If you want to be better than 4.5%, just don't dilute it as hard, or go get like Everclear or those things too. But I don't think that tastes very good diluted. When most of us have experienced Everclear, it's been with a lot of sugar on board and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go that route, just from a flavor standpoint. But it's kind of silly to hold this up to the camera because it's just water.
Wow, that color is amazing.
Just amazing.
Yeah, it's the lack
super clear.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for taking us down this quick trip to a alcoholic beverage that is fairly versatile when you start to think about it, right? And like you said, yeah, taking a whole bunch of sugar and having to add things to make sure that the yeast is energized and gets through the sugar, and then the off flavors that could come from that, just a bad fermentation. This seems to be a lot easier. And you also have the ability to dial in your ABV.
Dial it in.
Yeah, figure it out. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. This is a little bit different than what we do, but that's what these brew dudes are all about. We do different stuff every single week. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Seltzer on.
Cheers.